Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast. I am your gorgeous host, BoredGamer. It's the 27th of May. I'm here with the equally lovely Zinnia. Say hello, equally lovely Zinnia.
Hello, more lovely Zinnia.
That's not what I said. You've gone off. You've gone off script. What's going on? Zinnia's being rebellious today, apparently. We're going to be talking about Star Citizen Alpha 4.2.0, which is currently with the EVOCATI, and we're going to be talking about the end of Fleet Week and some of the stuff that happened with that, and some other topics as well, like CIG hiring devs with console experience potentially, or ideally console experience, them losing some integral server meshing stuff, some referral stuff that might be good for you to know, and we've got a Squadron 42 newsletter turning up. Zin, how you doing?
I'm alright, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, alright, thanks. Zin came over for the weekend with some of our other mates, and we played board games. And we've got more board games planned in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully. We're planning to play ISS Vanguard and things like that. You quite enjoy Slay the Spire, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of my favourite board games at the moment. People are like, oh, well, it's a board game? Yeah, it's a board game as well. Slay the Spire. Absolutely fantastic. Translates very well.
Pretty good, adaptation into a board game.
And Zin has made a manual crank card shuffler for it as well. It's for all cards, I suppose. But it's
no, it doesn't do small. I don't think it will work with small cards.
Okay.
Standard size and sleeved.
Okay, cards of a certain size. But perfect for Slay the Spire for most of the cards there. Yeah, very, very cool stuff. I'm very much a fan of board games. So that's what I like to do with my weekends. Board games and barbecue. That's what summer's about. Anyway. What else is summer about? Well, a June patch. So Alpha 4.2.0 is with the EVOCATI currently. It should be going to wider PTU relatively shortly. I'm going to ask the Oracle. Zin is much better at times than I am. I'm really good when it comes to soundworms. Zin's good with times and dates. You laugh because it's true.
Nope.
When do you think we're going to get 4.2 this patch?
The first wave?
Yeah, wider PTU and then live, I suppose.
I'd say maybe wave 1 next week.
Okay, yeah, I'd say that's quite possible. They've been expanding out exactly what's in the EVOCATI, and it's getting into a reasonably good state. I mean, there's still some major issues and stuff, but I'd say it's getting there. When do you expect it to be live?
I'd say mid-June, but they're starting to run the risk of patches overrunning.
Yeah. Do you not think at the end of June?
It could be at the end of June, but then they were on the risk of running into the July patch.
I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. We do know that Alien Week is going to be some point in June, well, mid-June, and it's likely they're going to have some more ships and vehicles turn up for that. But Alpha 4.2 or 4.2.0, as I've been saying, because otherwise it looks like a lower patch number than 4.1.1. Add the extra point and O's on. We've currently got a load of stuff going on with that patch. EVOCATI are playing it and we're allowed to talk about it. There's been sneak peeks in the newsletter of Valakar eggs and research on them. There is very much the adult Valakar in this patch. There are irradiated adult Valakar. These are big versions of the juveniles. Have you seen any of this stuff yet? I suppose you haven't really seen the leaks, have you?
No.
I keep you away from leaks.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff that's in that you've got, we've got the adult Valakar, we've got the ASD facilities, which are Associated Science and Development Facilities. Basically, you go to these, you get credentials and cards for access and people's uniforms for access. And then you, at the research facilities, it looks like you're going to be smuggling out or stealing Valakar eggs, potentially to either to sell them or to summon the Apex Valakar, something like that. There's around these facilities as well. It looks like some of them can only be approached by shuttle rather than ground vehicle or ship. You have to use an actual shuttle to get through these storms. And there's these big storms and rain and dynamic weather. It all looks very cool. Something that we did discuss as well previously, Zin.
Yeah.
The combat mechs. There's the ones at Wickelos, it looks like, and there's the ICT, the ICT ones. So
ICT, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there are two separate ones. One is more of a standard exosuit that's been outfitted by putting weapons on it, and the other looks like it is built for combat, if you see what I mean. That's what it looks like. It looks like Wicklow can get your civilian one and put some weapons on it. It also looks like maybe you'll be able to merge the Geo's jump pack to make them be able to do jumps and stuff as well. So it's sort of combat mix with jump packs. We don't know exactly what's going to be coming with the ICT release. The combat mech release.
ICT.
Oh, ICT. I can't say it very well. My brain doesn't like it. I am dyslexic, especially for words that I don't understand. Yeah, so it's listed, the ICT, as a versatile new combat vehicle developed for the upcoming challenges, ready to prove its value in an upcoming sandbox activity, or new sandbox activity. And that sandbox activity may be summoning Apex Valakar and fighting them. It might be the stealing of eggs and getting them out of the research facilities, because there are redacted global event, redacted sandbox activity at the moment on that patch. We know there's defend missions for ships. We know that there's the Volt shotgun. We are probably getting flight blades added to in-game shops after the drama of them being sold during Fleet Week. What are you thinking? Are you liking the look of this patch so far, Zin?
Yeah, it looks redacted.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to, as part of this, be able to fight the Apex Valakar as part of the 4.2.0 patch? No. But do you think that there's, obviously we've got the irradiated adults and stuff. Do you think like the next step, 4.2.1, do you think adult Valakar?
No.
No?
No, mostly because you think so. But also I've got this theory that if you keep saying there's going to be Apex Valakar, eventually there will be Apex Valakar and you'll be right.
Do you know what? Yeah, I mean, you just have to... I save a load of videos that I've recorded that say, I know all these dates are correct, and I release them after something's been proven true. To go, look, see, I was right about this. Oh my God, I should do that. That's a great idea. But I do... Look, Zin, I'm pretty accurate on sandworms, and I think... I mean, you were once. More than once.
Maybe twice.
Yeah, that's all you need. But I think giant sandworms, either in this patch or the next patch. That's my expectation. Bigger than the adults. I mean, it doesn't necessarily. It's obviously not confirmed. It just looks like that's what potentially is going on. And if you hear anything from leaks or rumours or whatever in 4.2.0, especially during EVOCATI, treat it as just that. Because even if it's from data mines or whatever, stuff changes. Stuff might be left in there by accident or for testing or whatever. Does not necessarily mean it is going to make any particular patch. Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to in this patch, though? Like, do you think the combat mech's going to be cool? Do you like the idea of weather or more creatures?
I am interested to see how good the weather is going to be. Yeah. I don't mean good as in it's going to be bad, as in what step it's taking, basically.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's looking pretty good. When it's done, it's going to be better than what they showed at CitizenCon.
I don't know, that was pretty good.
It feels like it's going to be better than that. And it's going to be reasonably close to that, is what it feels like to me in this patch. But we'll have to wait and see. I might be overhyping that. And I'd never normally overhype something in Star Citizen. Fleet Week! Zin!
Woo, Fleet Week, yeah.
Woo! Well, you can only woo until 8 p.m. UTC tonight. So it is officially over at 8 p.m. UTC, 27th May. I want to talk about funding for this year's event. I'm going to be doing a proper video about funding and all that sort of stuff soon, because it's the most successful year to date month on month so far. It's the highest May they've ever had. I think by the end of May this year that they could have pushed past where they made by the end of August last year. Their funding is blowing up, and if they can match the growth at this year's CitizenCon or the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo in November, then they're going to have a ridiculous year for funding. It'll be over like 140 million sort of thing. So we'll have to wait and see, because CIG really are going to want to make as much money as they can before the release of Squadron 42, and then I suppose as much money as they can afterwards, because they're a business. So what do you think of this sort of historically high, record-breaking funding for them? Do you like, yeah, it's a good thing, or it's just, well, yeah, they need to make money? What do you think?
I mean, I think a lot of it is probably down to the Idris.
Yes.
Because not only do people want to buy Idrises, and they buy Idrises, but now you can fly them, so there's even more reason to buy Idrises. Idri.
So you're saying it's potentially down to the Idris being made flyable as part of Fleet Week?
Quite possibly, yeah.
The interesting thing is, it wouldn't have mattered whether the Idris has been made flyable or not, in my opinion. They'd still have sold out all the Idrises that they would have
But what about that sneaky extra wave they did, when they accidentally released the Idris wave early?
So yeah, they put out a load. It was a load more waves to make up for it, as far as I understand. The other thing is, obviously, we don't know actually how many Idrises they put out in each wave. They might have put out a ton more because they made it flyable. And previously, they might have done a mixture of, well, actually, not all the Idrises have sold out within 2 minutes. Well, let's just pretend they have. There's a load of artificial manipulation that could be going on there. Obviously, it is artificial and manufactured scarcity anyway. Obviously, by design, because they don't want everyone in the world to have an Idris. That said, not everyone in the world's going to have an Idris because it's a $1,900 ship.
And even if you have the money, that doesn't necessarily mean that you want an Idris.
Exactly that. You'll be able to get all this stuff in-game anyway. Potentially, you'll be able to get the Idris in-game, in-game shops, I should say, in 3 months' time. Because that's the cadence of other releases. So it would be incredibly expensive, though. It would be like hundreds and hundreds of millions of, I was going to say ISK, Alpha UEC. So yeah, we don't know exactly how the Idris, how many they sold. It would be interesting to try and get that information from CIG and how many more they sold this time around. Did they just go, well, we'll just print money. We'll just print some money. Because they can do the same for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo as well, right? They can sell a load of Idris waves. Obviously, they sold the Greycat MTC, the Guardian MX, the Starlancer TAC. Were there any others? That was the new ships. That was just...
Wasn't there 5? Yes, Asgard, Idris, MTC, MX, and TAC.
Yeah, and the Asgard. I don't know if I said the Asgard or not. Thank you, Zin.
Mm-hmm. It's all right, I'm reading your notes.
Yeah, appreciate it. And obviously the Asgard. The Asgard's an interesting one as well because they've gone, let's take the Valkyrie, although it's not a variant of the Valkyrie, it is technically its own hull, but it's very much based on the Valkyrie, and they've gone, well, let's make it less people dropshippy and much more focused on vehicle dropshippy, removing all the room for jump seats and just going more vehicle, so you can bring an Atlas chassis like a Centurion or a Ballista, which I think is really cool because it fills a hole that's in the ship's pantheon there. I quite liked Fleet Week. I thought it was pretty good. Did you think the static call was a good idea in the end? I know I've asked you that before, but I'll ask you again.
Yeah, I wasn't. I kind of preferred it how it was.
How it was previously, where they change it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
so I like that more as well. If it takes a load of development time to do that, cool. Do it the simpler way. But if it doesn't, because they could have all the rooms and everything set up, they could just change the ships there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. Maybe it's not as simple as that, but it feels as simple as that. Tell us if you bought anything during Fleet Week, or if you're looking forward to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo later in the year to get something else, because obviously this Fleet Week's more focused at logistics and military and combat ships. And obviously we've got Alien Week in June, which is more alien focused. Some other bits and bobs. There was an article that I saw, a couple actually, all based on the same Insider Gaming post, I think, with CIG losing some of its integral server meshing staff.
Okay.
So basically, some of the staff that have been referred to as integral, there's only a couple, to the server meshing have moved on from CIG over the last 6 or so months. What do you think of that? Are you like, oh, that sounds bad? Or, well, actually, this is just general, people are going to move on?
Well, I mean, people are going to move on, but again, it's a case of, do we know the reasons or anything like that,
So, we've got some suggestions for the reasons. So we know
that... so no, we don't know the reason.
Well, I mean, yeah, we don't 100% know, but that's true of a lot of stuff, right? You can look at other things that people have said that maybe not necessarily be verified, and you can look at what is happening within CIG. So some of the rumours and what's been suggested is that obviously there's a mixture of restructuring and focusing on the UK. So people like moving around and some people not being willing to move. They've closed the LA studio and obviously subsumed and taken over Turbulent. But a lot of people at Turbulent are taking over some of the roles or moving into the more senior positions that other people potentially wanted from CIG. And that's caused a bit of conflict. And some people have left because they couldn't get the job they wanted. Some people left because they didn't want to relocate, stuff like that. So a mixture of push and pull, and obviously a restructure at CIG has caused that. I saw the article referencing people falling upwards or failing upwards, like having less qualified staff potentially because of some of this restructuring. I don't know about that. I think that might be more opinion based than anything else, but I do think that you're going to see, especially with a company with around 1,200 employees that's had a big restructure, had closed one of their studios, is trying to become more efficient, but also is trying to push out a game. Lots of people are finishing a load of their work and then moving on of like a particular project. Some people are new people are going to be coming in, and there's going to be a level of fatigue and just general movement in the company. Like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much of an opinion on it.
Yeah,
it happens, unless somebody comes out and is able to prove why, and if it's something nefarious, we don't know. We can just only assume that it's just people wanting to do something different.
Yeah, well, I saw some CIG staff post over the last few days about stuff like that, and they had said that some of these articles had got it completely wrong, and that's not how they feel at all, and they enjoy their time at CIG and stuff like that. So there does seem to be a culture of, at CIG, staff present and left, mostly being pretty positive about the company from what I can tell. Not if you check Glassdoor, but there's a lot of clearly false stuff going on with Glassdoor.
Well, some people's opinions may not be the same as others.
That's true as well. And not everything on Glassdoor is going to be false. It's just there have been ones where people have pretended to be other people and then been called out like, that is not me. It's an interesting one. Obviously, stuff like this, it's always worth looking at and reading and being, watching.
Critical.
Being critical, understanding that people do leave, and sometimes you're like, well, this person leaving is a loss for CIG, and when they lose any senior staff or people that are referred to as integral, well, it's going to at least make you raise your eyebrows, and rightly so. I do think there's enough people at CIG where if one or two people leave within a particular department, especially if they're like a producer or whatever, not too integral, there's going to be other people to take over the slack or that know what they're doing there, and potential for the hiring of people that might be better suited after learning. Always look for more talent, always look for new talent. I think there's a big push for Squadron 42 stuff as well. So one of the other things I wanted to talk about, Zin, was there is an article that I saw about Star Citizen hiring new devs with console experience for Squadron 42 is what they say, but I looked at the actual job listing, and it's they'd say professional experience in game animation development, ideally on current/next gen consoles. What do you think of that being explicitly mentioned? Obviously, Star Citizen, Squadron 42, is supposed to be a PC game. Why have they mentioned specifically current and next gen consoles there in that job listing?
I mean, I can't see why they shouldn't make Squadron 42 a console game.
I agree. If they can port a PC game over to the console without much or any in the way of concessions, why not do it?
They're going to have to make graphical concessions.
Yes. Potentially for, it depends, yes. There's obviously going to have to be a rewriting of code or optimization or culling or something. But I suppose you need to make concessions on lower end PCs anyway, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's worth sort of discussing, and it's like, oh, they did say it wasn't going to be a console game. Well, it's 12 years later, and technology's changed, and I'm okay with them having built it for the PC and going, why not make more money and release it to console as well, as long as it works for the console, and they're not making the PC version any worse, as long as it's not a terrible experience for those console players. Zin.
Yes.
What do you think of this new ladder for referrals starting on July 1st?
Yeah, cool. Looking forward to it.
What do you think of people getting grumpy to start with?
I'm pretty sure I've already given my opinion on this.
Well, so let me give you a new thing. You have given your opinion on this. So the new thing is CIG have basically gone, look, we're not getting rid of the old ladder now. As long as you have at least one recruit on that ladder, we're keeping you on that ladder as well for the foreseeable future. So basically, you'll be climbing up both ladders as long as you have at least one recruit on the old one. And I'm not talking. And so this is a quickly get in to get one recruit on the old ladder, in my opinion, before July 1st, right? Because as long as you get in on that ladder, you're going to be on it for quite a while. I mean,
can we opt out?
Oh,
I don't care.
I don't know. Maybe.
Also, how does it work? If I get a referral, does it go to both?
Goes to both.
It goes to both. Well, then it doesn't matter, does it?
No. But what I'm saying, it's preferable to make sure you're on the old ladder as well before the new ladder starts.
Yeah, but you're only able to get to the next tier.
That's not what's been said now. Let me just double check.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
So, referral program update FAQ. Will the new ladder carry over my existing referrals? No, the revamped ladder will start fresh. However, if you are active in the legacy ladder, you will retain access and be able to continue earning rewards there in addition to the new ladder. Because I remember what you just said there, I remember them saying that, but I believe that has now changed. As long as you have at least one referral point, you'll remain on the legacy ladder as well. We'll share more detailed information about the upcoming referral program revamp as we approach July. There might be some further explanation of actually, no, it is only to the next reward, but I think it's now you stay on that until they depreciate it fully. Why do you think that's ridiculous?
Because people were complaining because they're like, oh, I'm this far towards the next tier.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, now you can be on both tiers. But it's more stuff rather than less, isn't it? Is that not a good thing?
Yeah.
More than rather than less?
But to be fair, this is something I suggested they did at the beginning anyway.
Yes, no, you did.
Although I said give people the option of staying on the old ladder, rather than moving to the new one. But they've essentially done what I said. So there you go, Oracle Zinnia again.
Just accept response. Yeah, it was Zin's idea actually.
It's my idea. It's me all along.
Yeah. But your old recruits will not transfer over to the new system, although there will be like a running total that combines them all, so you can see it for prosperity. One of those words. However, people that have yet to transfer over, your prospects will carry over. So if someone that's used your code previously does then become a recruit, they will count on the new system when it goes live. So I like what they're doing with that. I'm interested to see the rewards. They're supposed to be more relevant. I think let's give the people another year or something on the current ladder. They haven't actually said that. They said they will depreciate the old ladder at some point, but just try to make sure you get one recruit before July 1st if you can.
If you want to.
It's not the end of the world. Idris named ship waving. Those were words, but in the wrong order.
Idris ship naming waves.
Yeah, thank you, Zin, for untangling my gobbledygook. They start next week, this week, soon. You're going to be able to name your Idris. It's going to start in waves with people with the old Idrises that they bought in like 2012 or 2013 or whatever, and golden ticket holders. And then in waves, you'll be able to name these Idrises. The reason you want to name them is because only one person can have that name with that particular hull of a ship. That's going to become more and more relevant in the game later. Do you like the idea of ship namings in? It's a cool little customization thing.
Yeah, I can see the interest. I don't personally have a desire, but...
Do you not want to be like the cute raccoon or something? Is the name of your ships?
No.
No? We'll think of something. Don't you worry. I've got all my names of ships planned, but I don't want to tell people.
The thing is, it's like giving my car a nickname, but I don't want to make it legit and blast it on the side of my car.
Well, would you rather be known as LS12 2020 or whatever your serial number is?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? That is what I'd name my ship anyway. Okay, gotcha. Oh my god, that's a great idea. Just name it whatever your serial number was. Perfect. Interested to know if other people have already got named ships for other things and they're like, yes, I really love the ability to name stuff like that, or not so much, don't really care. It could be just a nickname that I refer to it as. Interested on people's thoughts on that. Later on today, we're supposed to be getting a Squadron 42 newsletter. Might be cool, might not be. Some of them have been a bit lackluster recently, but I suppose it's because they're getting ready to do a big marketing campaign. Because I'm going to tell you something now, Zin.
Yeah, go on.
Squadron 42 is no longer 2 years away.
It isn't. It's now a year away.
It's like within 18 months.
Perpetually.
No. Oh, no. Please don't be perpetually 18 months away. But yeah, hopefully that'll be cool. We'll have a look at that and we'll do a Squadron 42 update and see what CIG have been saying in the monthly reports and all that sort of jazz as well. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about. Tell us in the comments if you disagree with us or if you agree with us about anything in particular. Obviously, our opinions are our own and our thoughts as we have them about this sort of stuff doesn't have to be right. And I'm very convincible of other points of view when it comes to a particular way that CIG are doing something, because you can argue a lot of the stuff they do is a little bit overly marketing driven, especially more recently. And I think that's fine to discuss and talk about. But I also want CIG to make money and to make a great game. And I think they're going to be doing it. So, Zin.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Perfect. So, actually, before you go, why do people want to get some NordVPN?
Because it's cool.
Yeah, it makes you cool, probably, or cooler. Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer or use the links below. Get yourself some cool NordVPN for better privacy, security, and accessibility of the interwebs. I use it and I love it. And something else that people should probably check out because, it's on sale until the 5th of June, is Tobii Eye Tracker. Why might people want that, Sin?
Because they've got eyes.
Yeah. It allows you to have a better look around Star Citizen with high precision head and eye tracking. Perfect. We're going now. Ads. Click the links below. Woo! May is about fleets, lots of dogfighting, flying with friends, and once again we've partnered with the Lunar Wolves, a Star Citizen organisation looking for recruits. Maybe you might be an appropriate fit. You can check the recruitment page for them down below. But we're giving away a fleet of ships. Commenting on any of my videos during the month of May gets lots of different lucky winners. The chance to win a Constellation Andromeda, a F7C Super Hornet Mark II, a Redeemer, and a Cutlass Black. Each winner will win one of those, courtesy of the Lunar Wolves. But wait, there is more. The Lunar Wolves are also giving away an RSI Polaris with lifetime insurance to one of their new recruits. Winners of that particular ship will be selected randomly from eligible org signups, but the rest of those ships, they're given away on my channel entirely, so you just need to comment on any of my videos to be in for a chance of winning. Lunar Wolves welcome all who share their passion for adventure and love of Star Citizen, and you can find out more about them on the lunarwolves.org webpage as well. If you would like to further support the channel, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that sort of good stuff. We've got join buttons under videos that help support the channel as well. You get some exclusive videos that are going out now. They've got Patreon, which basically does the same. We make daily Star Citizen content here, and that's partly due to the people that go the extra mile and help out the channel. I hope you have a fantastic May, a fantastic Fleet Week, and a great Star Citizen Alpha 4.1.1 experience.